Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Bob. As I've mentioned, this Sunday we'll be featuring the musical Hunchback of Notre Dame as part of our St. Luke's on Broadway sermon series. And we'll have incredible music, there'll be an outstanding message, and it'll be great fellowship. I hope to see you there. Now, in the Disney movie, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, there were three gargoyles who kind of served as comic relief. If you've ever read the book, the novel by Victor Hugo, you know that comic relief is desperately needed, even in a Disney film where the subject matter is really kind of heavy. But one of the gargoyles was named Laverne, and it was voiced by the actress Mary Wicks. Now, that's probably not a name that most people are familiar with, and yet she was in numerous shows, films, and was a voice actress for many movies that you and I have seen. One of the things that she did was she served as the live action model for the character Cruella de Vil in 101 Dalmatians, the animated version that Disney put out. She acted out the scenes, and then the artist drew her, and that was incorporated into the film. She didn't voice Cruella. In fact, she voiced one of the puppies named Freckles. Well, Mary Wicks was also in one of my favorite movies, Sister Act, and also Sister Act 2, where she played the character Sister Mary Lazarus. In fact, that's kind of her typical role. She played a nun several times, and she played a nurse, someone who was a little bit more grumpy, and yet you could tell they had kind of a soft heart, kind of a tough exterior, but a soft heart on the inside. Well, throughout her life, she did numerous projects, and she was never really famous. People could kind of recognize her for the different parts she would play in, but she was okay with not being the name, not having that kind of fame and popularity. She once said that people might not ask her for her autograph, and that didn't bother her as long as they signed her paycheck. Well, after all the years of her life, during that lifetime of acting and in films, television, and theater, she never got married. She never had children. At the end of her life, she gave all of her estate to Washington University for the Isabella and Frank Wickenhauser Memorial Library, a fund for television, film, and theater arts. Washington University is there in St. Louis, where she was from, and it was named in honor of Isabella and Frank Wickenhauser, her parents. So here is an actress who worked her entire life without that kind of name recognition. And at the end of her life, when she could have left her estate and finally had her name kind of up where everyone could see, and that could be her legacy, instead she gave her estate to memorialize her parents. There's something to me that's really beautiful in that. She was content with her name not being at the forefront in her life and her death, and she gave all she could to establish a love of arts in her alma mater and highlighting her parents, whom she loved dearly. There's something that happens if we can go through life and be content with not having our name out in front of everybody, but be content by working hard and doing what we can to give back. Mary Wicks is the gargoyle Laverne in Hunchback of Notre Hunchback of Notre Dame. If you watch it this weekend, listen for her voice, and I'm sure you'll recognize her. I hope you have a great day and hope to see you on Sunday.